What is up, everybody? It is Life's Apprentice. Well, today I'll be showing you guys how to repair missing shingles. So this is an older roof. It probably need to be replaced in the next 5 years, maybe 10, but probably pushing it. We had some wind, 50-60 mile an hour wind, and the tar is starting to give up on these shingles. So what we're going to do today is just repair them, and I'm going to show you kind of how. We have a nice bigger spot there and a bigger spot here, and then we have some along the top along here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one of these bigger spots, and that should give you guys the gist of how to repair 3-tab shingles. Here we go. All right, so first things first, I want to teach you guys kind of how shingles should be nailed, and this will help you understand how to get shingles off if you're only missing like one tab. So these shingles are nailed high, and my best guess is they're overpressured, but you got to be careful of. I just replaced a couple down here, and I added nails. So this is where you want to nail on a 3-tab, is you want to nail in the tar line on the end like this, and then you want to nail above every one of these keyway slots right here. And then on the ends, you got to be careful because you don't want a nail to end up in here. So you can see how this one finishes. Well, we can put a nail right here, and we know that that next row is going to cover that up. Now, when shingles are nailed, if they're nailed properly, you will actually have 8 nails in each shingle. So you will have a nail here, a nail here, a nail here, and a nail here. Now, when you do that, if done properly, your next course over the top, you can see, will go through the top of the shingle below it. So when you're taking them apart, you have to keep that in mind. So this is at the bottom here. We can pretty much just start. We don't have to tear any shingles off. I re-nailed this one, and then I'll go through and seal these with caulk when I'm done. But when we get to the top, we're gonna have to pull those nails. So let's we'll kind of replace these here, and then when we get to the top, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Now hopefully my tripod doesn't go flying when I nail this, but you want to nail right here. We're gonna nail right here. This is super common. There's absolutely nothing wrong with fixing these. And the 3-tabs are way more susceptible to being windblown than architecturals, for the most part. So now we're just gonna keep going. Keep nailing. Then on the ends where they need to be cut, I'm just using a hook blade. You can use a standard straight blade razor knife to cut them. And I'm just using standard roofing nails to nail them. See, I think they're 1.5 inches. I'm just using a standard razor blade, but I have what's called a hook blade on it. Hook blade cuts a lot nicer, but it's not necessary. Really, the only other thing you really need to do this, you need hammer nails, a knife, shingles, probably some tar, and then a pry bar, which I'll show you when we get to the top here. Working our way up, one row at a time. This is generally easier to do when it's warmer outside. You can do it when it's cold. Cut that guy. So this is where there's nails under here that need to be tapped in, because the top edge of this is hitting. All right, so here's where it gets kind of tricky. And not that it's hard, but this is where it's not obvious if you don't know what you're doing. So, grab you guys here. So we need to get this course of shingles underneath this course. Now remember that these nails here would be into the top of this. So if this shingle was here and just the tabs were missing, we would have to take the nails out of this shingle and this shingle in order to slip this piece up. So you can see we have nails here and here. We're gonna have to pull those out, and that way our shingle will slide up underneath there. So these, I just use a Wonder Bar. I find it the easiest. And because these nails were over pressured, they're pushed right through the shingle, but you're still gonna have to pull these nails no matter what. So then we pulled those nails out of there, and this should slide right up under there. And if it doesn't, there may be a nail that you missed. So we're gonna slide that under there, like so. We're gonna nail the shingle that we put on. So we're nailing the shingle that we put on, and we're gonna have to nail the shingle above it, because this shingle is no longer held in. So when we do this, we we have to make sure that we get nails back into it. Really, the main reason this is blowing off is because it was installed improperly, in my opinion. It appears that the nails are overpressured and blew right through the shingle. And when they blow through the shingle like that, you really lose all holding power. So you can see, here's the shingle we put on. We nailed it all through here. And then this shingle we did not put on, but we pulled those nails. So we need a nail there, and then here's a seam. We have a nail there and there. Now the next thing we're gonna wanna do is make sure that these shingles above it are hanging on. Like you can see, this is not nailed. So if we don't do this, we're gonna have problems. Oh, this nail is overpressured right here, and we need to add a nail in there. We're actually gonna add two because they're missing nails too. If you wanted to, you could replace this, but I'm kind of just showing you for example sake. This nail over here is overpressured. All right, so here's the shingle we installed. This one got nails, this one got nails, this one got nails, and as we go, we're gonna wanna nail this one too. But to keep this video somewhat short, I'm gonna cut this off. If you guys wanna see longer videos of me, most people don't wanna see 30 minutes of this. So the next thing we're gonna do is, because of the way that these are, so our new ones have a tar strip, right? So this shingle will seal to this shingle and so on and so forth. But since we peeled these up, we need to make sure that these get some tar or glue or whatever. So we're gonna take, I'm using quad. We're gonna take some of this. We're just gonna lay a bead right here. And that's gonna seal these down for the wind. We're gonna wanna do it to any loose shingle that we can find, otherwise we're gonna be back up here fixing it. I'm not saying you gotta do it on the entire roof, but in the area that we're working at the very least. We're just putting it up underneath the center of those tabs so that it can't be seen. It's not gonna ooze out all over the place. And that will keep those shingles from falling off. All right, well, that was a quick little kind of tutorial on how to repair a 3-tab shingle when it's missing. You can apply that principle to just about any type of shingles. It's going to be very similar. The nailing is going to be pretty similar as well. Make sure that when you're doing this, like I said, make sure you tar down the loose ones, the ones that you broke off or broke the seal on. Otherwise, those are going to be the next ones to blow off. If you guys liked the video and I helped you guys out, leave me a thumbs up. Check out some of these other videos over here, and I appreciate you watching. We'll see you on the next one.